A Naperville native is reflecting on his years with the band Hootie and the Blowfish. Jim Sonnefeld wrote Hold My Hand, one of Hootie's biggest hits. Now, he's releasing his first book about being in the band and overcoming his addictions. Jim is joining us live via Zoom this morning. Jim, it's so good to see you. I'm so happy to talk to you.
Good morning. Great to be alive. Great to be talking about some fantastic times of my life.
Indeed. All right, let's get right to it. I know you were home recently. You had a signing over at Anderson's Bookshop. Tell us about growing up in Naperville and then moving on to linking up with Hootie and the Blowfish.
Naperville was a small town when I left in '83 and went to South Carolina with a soccer dream. I ended up, when I graduated in '89, meeting three like-minded guys called Hootie and the Blowfish that wanted to really write songs, try and live out a musical dream, sort of one day at a time. We were modest. We had low expectations, but we had a gifted singer, and we learned to songwrite together and paid our dues for 5 years. And then an incredible thing happened when we got embraced by radio. It changed our trajectory fully.
I want to talk about some of the things you talk about in your book, which, you know, the main thing is you talk about your struggle with addiction. I want to talk to you about that. I want to talk to you about reaching out to somebody who's watching you right now, who's connected with your music, and who's hearing you say, yeah, I used to be an addict, and now I'm not. What would you say to that person?
That it is never too late to find help, but it does require that we get honest enough and humble enough to ask and reach out. There are, people that are sort of there waiting for you to embrace your difficulties, and there's people that have experience with these same struggles that can help you down that road. And that's how I did it. I finally got courageous enough after living in pain for probably 5 years to ask someone for help, and I found it. It's out there. It's available through either 12-step groups. There's numerous ways you can do it, but rehab centers is another way. It's available. So you just got to ask.
I think it's really remarkable to watch you sort of enter this next phase of your life, if you will, because faith is now a very big part of that. Talk to us about that.
Well, I didn't want to acknowledge as a 40-year-old man that I had trouble with anything. I, in fact, had society telling me and measuring me and saying, you're successful, you've sold millions of records, you own a home, you are notable. And I thought that meant that my whole body, my whole thought process was solid. It was really just the outside. And so I had to humble myself to realizing I don't control a lot of things. And one of them was my disease of alcoholism, and I can get help and I can get my life back on track. But I had to have some faith, and I had to get in front of other people that were doing it successfully. That was the main turning point. I saw people being successful who were addicted like I was, and I just became so inspired by that. And I sing that message out, and I write it out in the book for other people to see.
So what's next for you, Jim?
I am out promoting the book, but I also get to sing and bring music. I'm a solo artist, so Jim Sonnefeld, the artist, has music available that's either the songs I've written for Hootie or my solo music, which leans a little more spiritually minded. And I love interacting. I love the smaller groups. I get to enjoy speaking at fundraisers, at inspirational events, and it's just great to go out and do it on a smaller, I guess, more quiet level than the touring days of Hootie and the Blowfish.
Jim, we are so happy to see you healthy and happy, and we wish you the best. It was really great to talk to you, and good luck to you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much.
Hey, if you like that video, be sure to subscribe to our ABC7 Chicago YouTube channel.